very good evening to you all. It is amazing to have your company here at Hochanda. And of course, we've got another one-day special to launch, haven't we? It's 6 o'clock. That means we are launching. This is the very first hour for Sentimentally Yours. We've got some brand new todays, of course. Straight away, you can see we've got freedom prices for you as well, but even more better than that. Does that make sense? More better than that, doesn't it? It's not very good English, is it? But we have got the wonderful Julia Watts with us this evening.
Hi, everybody.
Julia.
Again.
You're having a very busy week.
I am a bit.
You
Sorry.
are, aren't you? But do you know, it's great because you turn your hand to so many different things, Julia. Of course, we know you're a great friend of Phil's and you do help out enormously with the shows for Sentimentally Yours. You certainly do. And of course, it is Sentimentally Yours one day special. Let's have a look at that because we've got a huge saving for you as well. Now, the one day special itself is the complete collection of the sentiments that you're seeing in front of me here. Now, this is sentimentacular. I like that name. Now, these are stamps as well, very ornate as well, Julia. The flourishes around there.
That's the first time I've come across that sentimentacular thing there. It doesn't say that on the packaging, so I don't know where that's been made up from. That must be just something for you to twist your tongue around.
Do you know, I think they do it on purpose just to try and trip us up, and it works as well.
So Phil's developed the Colour Me Happy collection so that you can colour them in. But it's obviously optional, you don't have to colour them in if you don't want to. So there's lots of flourishes and things going on around them, but they're big, they're kind of, each sentiment, there's a pair of sentiments in each A5 set, and so each sentiment is actually A6 in size, more or less.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking actually at the detail in there as well because you can see lots and lots of detail in there. You know, little crowns on the A's I can see there as well.
Yeah, you will find that the letters have got the same. The letters have got the same embellishment. So if you've got the A in birthday, it'll be the same as the A in fabulous.
Yes.
So yeah, they are quite.
I'm trying very careful not to knock anything over here. This is a bit tricky. I can show you on mine because it's opposite, isn't it? I'll show you when we're on the overhead the full size of them because that's back to front. Lovely. Yes, obviously. Now, it probably makes more sense to show you some more samples, actually. Yeah. But yeah, we will have a look at these very, very closely at the demonstration area. We've got a £10 saving here. If you're a Freedom member, though, we've got another one of those Why Not deals for you. Remember, £5.97 will allow you to join the Freedom Club for 1 month. Look at the saving, £13.85. So even when you've paid that 1 month fee, even if you're just going to, you know, cancel your contract, well, there is no contract, is there? You can opt in and out. But you're still going to make those savings. £76.94 and a flexi for you as well. 2 payments of £36.55, 420162. And we've got lots and lots of samples here, Julie. We've got some already set out on the front, but we've more at the back. And I've got to say again, design team done their magic, haven't they?
They have, yes. So I must say a big thank you to Karen, to Joanne, to Alison and David, and to Lozzie and Jennifer as well, because they've done an amazing job. This is actually our last new collection for the year. So you won't see anything new until probably February next year. Oh wow. Look at that there. So that's been Zentangled. That's one of Lozzie's, I believe. And she's made herself an interesting background there with the alcohol markers.
That is Lozzie. I can see the name on the back. In fact, I'm going to pay attention.
That's one of mine.
There's a great big long list on this one. I'm thinking, where's the name on that one?
That's one of mine.
It does go to show, though, Julia, that whether you want to use very bright colours, whether you want to keep it quite muted, whether you want to go with
your oxide,
you know, just exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't. It is completely optional. So please don't think
this one,
because it's called Colour Me Happy that you have to do any sort of colouring in. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
You certainly don't. I mean, Colour Me Happy with these background card pieces. Beautiful colours there, the oranges, the pinks.
Yeah. You can have a real good pow, but the one that you're going to show in a moment, Jennifer is actually, there's nothing that looks like it's used the stamps on the front, but inside she's just stamped and embossed onto the Olive Grove card with the gold embossing powder.
Love it.
And isn't that lovely? So if you don't want to have it on the front, don't. You can put it on the inside and it'll look lovely.
We've got so many samples here, but we've got much more to show you as well. And you can see a lot of these cards have been embossed, so you can see how beautifully the embossing powder picks all of that detail as well. Absolutely stunning.
It's a sign of a good quality stamp when you can emboss it and still see all the detail.
Most definitely. Gorgeous. 420162 is the item number. Now, we have got more for you, as I say. Now, we're just looking at the full collection again, but we can break this down. So if you look at the 3 sets at the bottom there, that is one set individually, or the top row would be another set. So we'll have a look at these as well. So £43.47. You are, of course, going to get the trio of the A5 stamps there. And yes, the top row, we'll look at that one as well. So you can see you've got your happy birthday, have a fabulous day to someone special, have a brilliant time. Because you are fabulous, you are just amazing. So you've got 6 sentiments there. And actually, you could still break that down by masking off areas and using, you know, the stamps in different ways as well. Fabulous stuff there. Right, now we're moving on because we've got more when it comes to these beautiful, beautiful letters. We've got the Colour Me Happy alphabet. So now, Julie, you can make up any name, anything you want, you know, nicknames. You've got numbers here as well.
Yeah, you can do your Christmas cards because you can do Noel, snow, as one of Jennifer's done on hers. You've also got your numbers in there, and you've got some of your weird and wonderful things like, I say weird and wonderful, your exclamation mark, you've got your ampersand, you've got your hashtag, and you've got your @ sign in there as well.
Amazing. Oh, fabulous samples. Again, I'm going to show you a few.
She's been having a lot of fun with the alcohol markers with her backgrounds.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's really nice to put a personalised tag on your gift. So it could be for a regular sort of birthday, or it could be your Christmas present gift tags that you're decorating.
Most definitely.
That one's got the 45 on it.
Well, I'm going to show that in a second, but I do want to just show the actual stamp itself. When we're looking at this main alphabet here, look how big this is. This is huge.
So this is an A4 stamp set. So Phil's not done an A4 stamp set before.
Wow.
So yeah, so it needed to be A4 because of the size.
Let me turn that around so it makes more sense to you when you look at it properly. Obviously, when it comes to words and alphabets, they do look back to front until you've stamped them, don't they?
Yes, they do, but obviously on the carrier sheet.
On the carrier sheet, we can get them whichever way we want, so we make sure that they are looking the right way around for you.
So you can mix your upper and your lower case if you want to, or just use the upper. And all of the uppercase, all of the letters which are uppercase are obviously the ones that you're using in your sentiments, but they're bigger, I think. Can't remember.
Look at that.
But so like the I is the same on the alphabet as it is on all of your sentiments.
Yeah.
So if you want to say birthday wishes to you and then put a name, all of the name is going to follow the fonts that and the decoration that you've got actually on your sentiment. It's not going to be different. So if the I's got a skull on it, it's not going to have a flower on it in the alphabet. It's all the same. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense. Now that's very, very pretty. Look, you can see the name Beth there.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, when you've got those unusual spellings, you can do it. If you've got initials, nicknames, pet names, it doesn't matter. You can achieve everything you wish. Love the size of these as well. Well, we are busy on them as well. And you've got a flexi buy on this one. So remember, anything else you're buying, if you've got that flexi basket open, you can pop it in. And of course, split the cost as well. So we can break this one down into 2 payments for you. Item number 082364. Now, I did spot this next one. When I came to the studio, I went straight for this. I saw this, I thought, this is fabulous. I'm expecting it to be very, very busy. In fact, I'm hearing it is busy already. Already 10% of the stock has gone. This is your textures. Now, this is absolutely wonderful. Julie, what I love about this is you have got so many individual little stamps here, all on one sheet. Yeah. Look at the textures we've got. So there are 9 individual textures there.
Yeah. And that's not my bad stamping. That's actually how they are. So they are.
Love it.
They're a little bit grungy. So yeah, they're great to use in your hands. See, I've got small hands, so quite often a bigger stamp I struggle with in my hand, but they're perfect. And we're going to be using those with the sentiments.
Love these.
Yeah.
Absolutely love them. And vertically, horizontally, whichever way you want. Around the edges of pages. Constantly repeating on a background, wonderful. Well, you have found them. We're busy on this one. £14.49, great price as well. 032432 is the item number. You are certainly not going to want to put those away. You're going to keep those out on your desk, aren't you? And use them time and time again. Amazing. Now then, I've got a little bit of an announcement to make because we've got a monthly mega deal. Now it's only a couple of days and the price is going to go up. In fact, I believe, Julie, this is the last time we're going to see this on a live show, apart from the one-day special.
Yes. So when the one-day special ends tomorrow, as long as there's any stock left, then the price will go up after that.
So if you've been thinking about going for these, please, please, please don't hesitate too long. While we've got the stocks and during the one-day special, you can still get these at the amazing price we've seen them on the screen. But after that, you won't see them come back at that price. Now the saving is £54.99 if you're a Freedom member. This will get you the whole collection, the complete set, 168 individual pens. These are your alcohol-based water brush markers. They really have got the most amazing tip on there. We're going to see Julia using them. I'm sure you've caught the shows before with Phil and Julia as well. And we've got 3 payments on this one. 3 payments of £74.98. And Julia, with that amount of pens, you have got every colour you are going to need.
Yeah, Trudy and Phil worked on the colour palette on these together, because Trudy's an expert alcohol marker colourer. They didn't go for every colour that was available. They went for colours that you'll need, and each set, if you can't stretch to the whole lot, each individual set has a good mix of colours, and there's a skin tone or a grey in each one, so you can use them independently. But when you put them all together, you've got all of the blends that you need to get a beautiful blend that you actually expect with an alcohol marker. And they've got a lovely brush tip on one side and then the chisel tip on the other. They are very, very juicy. They're lovely.
And we will see you use these, won't we, throughout the shows as well. I'm just going to say, I know we keep mentioning Christmas. We know it's not far away now. If you're wanting these and you can't quite afford them yourself, see if family will all club together and get them for you as well. Do you know, it is a great gift. Or if it's a surprise for somebody else, get everybody to club together. You know somebody would want these. Do not miss out on this deal. 214773 is the item number. Now, we've mentioned the individuals there. You can go for them individually as well. Remember, we've just seen that huge saving. Individually, though, £39.99, 745 So you have got that option as well if you want to just treat yourself just for the start off one of these wonderful sets. Now let's go to the website. We're going to see loads more on there as well. We've got dies for you on there. We've got cardstock, those beautiful layering dies as well. We've got all sorts of card and paper stock from Phil. Look at the reviews as well. Oh, the brayers are there as well. We've got embossing folders, lots of mediums, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. Beautiful cardstock. We know Phil loves his card and paper as well. Here we've got a pick and mix for you as well. Look, any 3 of 20 sheets. So this, do you know, it's a great way to buy with a pick and mix, because if you've got a certain theme you want to stick to, or if you've got an occasion that you want to work to, then you can sort of tailor-make these to your own personal choices. I do see that we're missing 1 or 2 images there, but you know, the names are there for you as well. So do take advantage of the pick and mix also. Right, okay, now almost 10% of the stock has gone on the one-day special. Remember, with the one-day special, it's the whole collection. You can break down top shelf, so to speak, is one collection, bottom is another, but for the whole collection, that's where your saving is, especially if you're a Freedom member or you become a Freedom member, just to get that discount. We are going to see Julia working with these, and I know Julia's ready for her first demonstration, of course. So, Julia, what are we going to see?
Okay, so I think we're just, because Phil does this, and it's hard for you to reach, we just go through the whole collection for you so you can see the sizes of them.
Lovely.
So, of course, the ones that you're going to use the most probably are your birthday ones. So we've got Happy Birthday and Have a Fabulous Day, and you can see there how large they are. I mean, I've got quite little hands. They're a hand size for me.
See, straight away, I can see how you can break that down as well. So you could have a happy birthday.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can. You do have to be careful where some of them kind of flow into the others. Yeah. But you know, they're just little lines, and you can always get your micron pens out if you want to extend them.
You could extend the flourish or something down.
So that's that one. Then we've got the birthday wishes for you and have fun on your birthday. Again, huge. Yeah. Really sizable. They needed to be sizable because you're going to colour them in.
Yeah.
If they were too small, because they were originally smaller, you wouldn't stand a chance of colouring in the little flourishy bits at all. So that's why. Then we got with very best wishes and on your special day. And again, they're quite large. They're all the sizes are the same.
Yeah.
To someone special, have a brilliant time. You can see I've used some of them and they're a little bit mucky, because I don't have a clean set as well. Live life in full colour and create your own destiny. Great for your journaling, and I know that our Trudy has done a happy planner page with this one on, and some of the alphabet, so hopefully Trudy will email that in and we'll be able to grab that. I haven't quite put that back on right, but then we've got Because You Are Fabulous and You Are Just Amazing. Again, really good size. So those are the 6 that you've got in the one-day special. And of course, we've already been through these. These are your alphabets, and you can see that that's a huge set.
We're very busy for the alphabet, actually. Almost 20% of the stock has gone. Remember, an A4 stamp there as well as your A5, and you've got the numbers in there as well. Do you know, everything is going to coincide perfectly. If you are going for the one-day special as well, or a breakdown of the one-day special, they work hand in hand. Details on the screen for you, of course, 082364. That's if you're going for the alphabet set, and of course the uppercase and lowercase is what you're getting there. And you've still got a flexi buy on there as well, so you can still split that cost.
Right, so we're just going to do techniques in this hour, because I want you to see as many of the stamps as possible, because obviously you're buying them, and also I want you to see the potential of them and how much you can do with them. So I've got a piece of this is the Cobalt card that I've got here, and we've got the inverted corner rectangles on the show, and all of the stamps, all of the sentiments fit inside these.
Oh, wonderful.
So they're just perfect. So I've just cut loads of this size out to show you. I've dusted this with an anti-static bag, and all we're going to do is just stamp and emboss it. Really easy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to use the stamping press just because it's easier, because it's a big stamp. It's an Asic stamp. It's like a background size stamp. So we can tell whether they're straightish by the lines on our stamp press. It's not 100%. Let's faff around a little bit. Let's see.
Now I've just got that die set that you're talking about here, Julie, as well, on one of our magnetic boards, so you can see exactly what you're getting for your money. Now you do also get the magnetic sheet with it, so you don't have to worry about that, and you can see how firmly that's holding. I'm not gripping onto those at all. Keeps everything nice and neat, saves you losing them, of course. I love these. You can see how perfectly these work together. Those increments, how they step down, Julie, absolutely spot on, aren't they?
I love the inverted. I love all the double deboss dies, actually. And they do, and I shall mention this quite a lot now, because I know people watch different shows, but I understand that because they're double deboss, they work really well in the foiling machines.
Oh,
because
yes,
the foiling machines pick up the debossed bit of it rather than the cut line.
11 dies you're getting in that one set as well, so great for your card bases as well.
Yes, you can make shaped cards with them as well. You just cut 2 out of whatever shape you want to, and then if you score 1 centimetre in from the edge and then just glue those 2 pieces together, then you've got a card. Wonderful. Or you can just hang the cutting edge over the edge of a fold. There's 2 different ways you can do it.
Great for your easel cards as well.
Yeah. So I'm giving it a really good press. In the middle, that's where you want to go, in the middle, okay? This is going to give me a watermark.
Okay,
straight away, that looks, I don't know if you can see it, you can see that on the overhead. The watermark is absolutely brilliant. So if you leave that to dry, that's how you will get it, but we're obviously going to stick embossing powder on. I meant to bring my indigo blue luscious powders, but forgot. But you could dust your luscious powders over the top as well, which would be lovely.
Very effective, wouldn't it?
Very effective. So you just have to believe me that it would look lovely.
Oh, we believe you. We know the quality of those powders as well.
Yeah.
Now, the embossing powders that you've got, Julie, we've got those available on the website as well. These are fills, aren't they?
This is the silver one.
Lovely.
The pure silver. You did have them with a little discount the other day, so I don't know if there still is a discount on
Well, we've got
this.
so many sets of embossing powders as well. You really do need to look at the website, because we can't possibly sort of reel off every one without, using up the whole hour. Lots of savings actually on these, right across if you have a look. So lots to choose from. You've got various different sets. You've got different textures as well. So you've got your super fine, you've got your premium there as well. Lots of different colours, as I say. You know, it doesn't matter how they look in the picture, whether they're in a pyramid or a straight line. Just look at the colours and the detail there and look at the value for money, because you have got amazing savings across the board there. And we're just watching Julia using the silver here. You can, oh, it never gets old, does it? Just watching those embossing powders. Oh.
Dull, isn't it, the powder when it's on? And as soon as you hit it with the heat tool, I've got a little bit there I've obviously missed there.
Yeah, you can easily see it, can't you?
Yeah. But
loving the silver on the cobalt
a little bit
blue.
there. I must organise my my cables a bit snagged, so I'll organise that for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, so there we go. So you can see, hold it up to your camera one, you can see
nice.
all that lovely detail from the little flourishes. Now that shows you've got a really good quality stamp.
And you don't need to quality embossing powder as well.
Yeah, and the quality embossing powder, which is anti-static and in an anti-static pot, so always put it back. So you could, if you wanted to, you could leave it like that. At this stage, you could go around with either a clear glaze pen and just and you'd have a glossy centre. You could go around with a glitter pen if you wanted to in the centre. Glossy accents just to change it. So there's a number of things you can do, or you can just leave it like that.
Do you know, actually on the blue cobalt card
lovely,
there, I
it?
love it just as it is.
Yeah.
But it is wonderful to have the different options depending on, you know, again, the theme that you want and the colours that you wanting to use.
Or who you're making it for.
Stock you've got, of course.
Yeah. So we'll do another one. We'll go for Because You Are Fabulous.
Oh, thanks, Julia.
Darling. And we'll do something on white. So we'll do a bit of a combination of embossing powders now, just to show you a different version. Let's put that there
now, for anyone that wants to stamp and maybe they're going for the pens, Julia.
Yes.
So, and they don't want to emboss, can you just let everybody know what sort of ink they will need?
Memento.
Perfect. We had some great ink shows this week.
Yes, we did. And I noticed that Paola put it on social media earlier that Hochanda have actually uploaded her shows to the Hochanda YouTube. Oh. So you can watch it forever.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, I didn't know that.
Which is a really nice
so much information.
Source of information, yeah. So, so Memento, but basically a dye-based ink. If you're using the alcohol markers, it doesn't have to be Memento. You can actually use your oxides as well, which I was quite surprised about.
Yes.
Really surprised.
Do you know, I don't know if I have or haven't done
I'll
that.
show you in a moment because I've got one that I've done. So we're lining that up, popping that on, and we're going to do this one in multicolours, just because we can. Turn it on the wonk a bit. It's a bit bigger. This is a really big one. It fits the whole of this, so I can't have my last magnet on there. So I want my Versamark again. You can have lots of fun just stamping and embossing. I know our Alex loves embossing, so she would just have a field day stamping them all out and embossing them all. She does, yeah. It's quite a mindful set that we've got here. You can be whatever you want it to be. You can make it as simple or as complicated, which is really good because that shows it's very versatile.
Yeah.
It's not just a one-trick pony, and it's not very often you get sentiments where you can do techniques with.
That's true, actually.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, what I'm doing now with the embossing powders, you can do with virtually every sentiment, but there's a whole load of other things that we can be doing with this as well. Okay, lift that off.
There we go.
And we'll pop a few different colours on.
A few different colours?
A few different colours, yes. So let's go we're going for Mandarin Burst first.
Oh, nice and bright now then, Julia.
Yes. And these pots are really, really full. Normally when you buy embossing powders, they're like half the size of this, but it's they're really good value. And they last forever.
We've got the details on the screen for set 3 and 4. These are our bright colours. So if you are liking what Julia's using right now, this is where you will find them. £5 saving for you as well. We keep saying, don't we, about these savings. They are there for you, £24.94. That is exceptional value as well because you're getting 6 pots. 20 millilitres is an awful lot for embossing powder.
It's normally 10.
Oh, look at that pink.
So this is your fabulous fuchsia. And there is coloured cardstock to match both the Mandarin Burst and the Fabulous Fuchsia, so you'll be able to find those in the pick and mix.
Colours, aren't they, those?
Yeah. And then the last bit we're going to go for, we're going to dip into another set. We're going to use the baked aubergine, because I didn't bring my orchid or whatever the purple one's called.
Now the aubergine is from set 1 and 2. Again, if you can treat yourself to more than one set, you know, if you can do it, go for the whole collection, then you're never going to be stuck for a colour, are you?
It looks lovely just as it is, doesn't it?
It does.
There's a little bit of contamination in my pot, but it's not going to show. It's going to be absolutely fine.
Okay. And of course, if you do get any empty pots, keep them, because you can make your own mixes as well, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Or just catch those little stray bits and mix them all together.
Let's push that. It's better.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing this one go. I'm loving the purple where you've put it the aubergine with the pink at the bottom there.
You can have a mix a little bit. And there is actually a little tram line around the edge of each of the letters, which is a nice little touch.
Now, do you tend to heat from the top rather than the bottom,
I'm
Julia,
a top girl. I'm a top girl. I can't do, if I do it from below, I end up scorching my card.
Right, okay.
There's not a right and a wrong. Me and Phil have this constant argument, and yes, he's probably right. I'll give him a probably.
Don't say that live on air, Julia.
No, he is probably. It probably is smoother if you go from underneath, but you know, it takes longer, and it's not a big enough difference for me. If I was dealing with embossing powder that has bigger particles, like an ultra thick, I would definitely go from underneath, unless I'm using something like a melt pot, obviously, because that'd be different. But when they're super fine like this, they don't fly all over the place.
No, and we do love to watch it. You know, when we're looking at the monitor in the studio, everybody's watching from home on their TV screens as well.
It's quite relaxing.
Lovely to see you chase those colours around.
Yeah, it's not, when you've got the colours like this, it's not as, the gold and the silver are the ones that are going to, and the copper are going to give you the biggest difference between not being melted and being melted.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit harder to see these, but if you're worried, all you need to do is go to, if it's during the day, just go to a window and just wiggle it by a window, and then you'll be able to see.
You'll still see a duller area.
You will see a duller area. So there we go. You are fabulous.
Oh, I do like those colours together. Wow. If you just tilt it a little bit further back, Julia, there we are. We can catch the glaze there, the melted embossing powder.
Isn't it lovely? So you could choose to, you don't have to colour that in if you don't want to. Again, you know,
Beautiful.
if you're not a colourist, you don't have to.
Love it.
Which I really like about these stamps.
Oh, I adore those colours together. Actually, talking about wonderful things, we've got some images sent in by Trudy.
Oh,
I'm so pleased.
Good.
So I think we can see those, Julia. Have you seen this before then?
Yes, I have.
You have? Well, of course we haven't, so we can't wait for this. Using one of the happy planners as well, and the alphabet and the one-day special as well. So there you can see Live Life in Full Colour. That's the one you mentioned, isn't it, Julia?
Yes.
So that's one of the one-day special sentiment stamps. Beautiful. Beautifully coloured in there. Doesn't that work so well with the planners?
She's done November as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And November, of course, from the alphabet.
Yes, from the lowercase. Yeah.
Fabulous. Oh, love it. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Trudy, for sending those in. Beautiful. And, of course, you can replicate what you're seeing here as well. And, of course, put your own twist on everything if you're going for the one-day special or, of course, the alphabet. But let's give you a recap of the one-day special itself. Everything that you're seeing here in front of me, well, we can't give you the samples, but we will let you have the stamps. All of those there is part of the one-day special. Now, there are 2 sentiments on each stamp set there, and these are big stamp sets as well. They are absolutely stunning. The detail is incredible. All those little flourishes, the different designs, there's florals in there, little crowns on some of the letters. You can colour these in, but you can see, or we've seen already from Julia's demonstration, if you want to just ink and emboss, you can. If you just want to ink onto your coloured card or your pattern card or paper as well, of course you can do that. Use your embossing folders. Use your pretty papers, those papers that you've not used for a long time, or you've been collecting fills, of course. All those beautiful pieces of paper and cardstock that you've got in your drawer, you're going to bring them out and you're going to use them with these stamps. £76.94 is the cost for the one-day special. 2 payments of £36.55. You're saving £13.85 there. 420162 is the item number. Now, of course, you can break those down if you want a particular set. We've got 2 different sets there that make up the one-day special, so we can break that down if you so wish. There again, we can still see that freedom price there for you. And look at it, £13.85 is the freedom saving on there. So if you're not a freedom member, join for £5.97 now. It is a why not deal. You're still going to save more money, and there's no postage and packaging as well. I'm just going to show you 1 or 2 more samples while I'm here. We've got 1 or 2 that I didn't show you the first time round, so let's have a look. Using some of the sentiments, of course, from the one-day special. Now, this is beautiful. Those colours again, Julie, the pink and the purple
really
together.
Really vibrant, aren't they?
Don't they work so well? And then if you want to keep it a little bit more muted, this is by Jennifer, this one. I love this as well. Do you know, I've just been crocheting with some yarn that's that colour, and I really like it. It's kind of that grey, greeny, kind of a grey with a tinge of green. It's beautiful.
So all Jennifer's done there is just stamped and embossed with the silver embossing powder.
That's
and you
gorgeous.
can see she's actually taken out of, because she's just got happy birthday there.
Yes.
So she's taken the to you off. She's masked the to you off. And then she's taken a white gel pen and coloured in the happy birthday bit.
Amazing.
Really effective.
And there we are, another very bright one, all in the different shades of blue, but isn't that beautiful? Again, I can see some of Phil's paper pad or cardstock there as well, with the spots and the solid colours, and of course everything works so beautifully. We've seen Julia using the cobalt blue. There's lots of blue actually.
That's a Facebook Live, that one. That's available on my page to watch if you want to. I made that on Tuesday. So you can go on my Julia Watts Crafts Facebook page and watch me make that.
I love how you've turned the square so it's now a diamond. Yeah. And there we are, another one there using the silver embossing powder as well.
And we have got the papers on the show. We've got the pinstripes and whatever the other thing is.
Would it be the spots that go with the pinstripes?
Pinstripes and
polka dots.
Polka dots, that's it. And then we've also got the brush strokes.
Yes,
so we've got the Celestial and Terra Nova and the Nebula and the Aurora as well.
Lovely stuff there. Well, details still on the screen, but we've got more to remind you about as well. Now, something that's proving very, very popular, it's extremely busy, and that is our alphabet. Now, we've got the upper and the lower. There is 66 individual stamps here. I'm going to show you that A4 stamp set again, because you've got, you've got every letter of the alphabet there. You've got those numbers as well. Also with that very intricate but very beautiful detail. You see, I'm just looking at the A again and repeating what Julia said earlier. If you look at the previous one-day special with the stamps there, the letters will carry through the detail. So it keeps everything really uniform if you want to work with them together. And of course, you've got your lowercase alphabet here on the A5. This does come all as one complete collection. You've still got a flexi-buy option as well. 2 payments of £20 and 24 pence. 082364 is the item number. Now, something else that's proving very popular, and it's definitely one of the favourite items for me on the show. I love anything with textures, and when you've got stamps like this, you will not want to put these away. So you can see on the front of the packaging there, you've got 9 individual stamps there with those different textures. I will just show you the texture stamps underneath as well, so you can see them there. That's exactly what you're getting. And what I love about this as well, you haven't got those straight edges to all of these. You've got those sort of distressed edges as well, which just adds to the overall look. Absolutely beautiful. You don't even need a stamping block. You can, as Julia said, just go straight to the page using your hand with these. You can use your blocks, you can use your stamping platforms, but amazing to work with. Whether you just want a small area, the edge of a page, or a whole background, you can just repeatedly stamp here. This is how they stamp out, and you can see that wonderful distressed look as well. Oh, I do adore these. 032432 is the item number. Brand new today, as is all of the stamps that we're seeing. £14 and 49 pence is the price. What a great value price that is as well. Now, the papers, we've mentioned those to you as well. We can show you the beautiful brush strokes first. Here they are. Those lovely colours there as well. Now, we've got the Celestial and the Terra Nova, 80 sheets in total for £23 and 98 pence, 190 GSM. Great weight for your die cutting. These will be uncoated, I presume, as well, Julia, so you can stamp on them.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. And in fact, Karen has actually used the alcohol markers on them.
Really?
Which I was really surprised at, but that's a demonstration we'll probably do tomorrow.
Oh, can't wait. 280497 if you want to go for those. And then, of course, we have got the polkas and the pinstripes for you. Always a favourite of mine to see the polkas and pinstripes. So I'm so glad Phil brought these back out. Oh, this particular range, because this is different to anything we've seen before as well. £23.98, 658-435 is the item number, and again you're getting 80 sheets in total. Love the ombre effect.
I was going to say exactly that, because yeah, the ombre effect is really lovely, because it means that you get a variation when on your cards. Even if you're die cutting flowers, you'll get a blend. Say on my cards, you're going from green into like a turquoise. So yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, they are beautiful. Well, Julia, what have you got in store for us next?
Right, so let's do a topper that's a little bit more, not more creative, has a bit more to it, okay? So we're going to use the texture stamps, because I think it would be rude not to in this hour. And we already have discussed that you can use dye-based inks with alcohol markers. So that follows that you can use your distress inks with them as well. I'm not talking distress oxide just at this point, I'm just talking regular distress inks. So I'm going to go for an orangey red kind of theme. So I'm going to pull in spiced marmalade, and the little tiny ones are great. The little tiny pads are great for these. I'm going to deviate from the one I'm going to colour in, but I'm going to pull this one off. This is like a crackled effect. It's that one there, and I just this I absolutely adore. It's my favourite.
We are busy on these stamps, Julia. In fact, 20% of the stock has already gone. Details still on the screen there for you.
So if we stamp them just in our hand, and I will do this whole thing, look, you can get a whole background going just very quickly, and it will look as if you have actually used a solid stamp.
Oh, lovely. And if we've got something like a StazOn, we could go onto ceramic or...
Yeah, onto mirror card and stuff, yeah. So, I mean, there's no kind of skill involved here. It's like if you're a beginner stamper and you've never stamped before, I mean, look at this. It's so easy.
And you filled that so quickly.
Yeah, it's so easy, but it's almost...
Love it.
It looks like it's supposed to be like that. It looks like Phil's drawn one that's that big, that just is supposed to be like that. It's just brilliant. I just love it. We are going to add a little bit more colour to it, though, because we're bringing one of the other ones. Wouldn't normally cover the whole thing, but, you know. We're bringing fired brick as well, and we're pulling one of the others, and I also like that one. I don't like that. This is
I think you could
difficult
just
one.
go for a lucky dip, Julie.
It is really difficult choosing. Let's go for this one, which is like a bark.
I adore the size of these. I'm so pleased that they are the size they are, actually, because if they were on even on an A6 stamp sheet, you know, if they were individually on an A6 per design, you'd get that much larger area, and then sometimes you haven't got something that lends itself to all projects, but with these you have. Yeah,
it will go, and like I say, I've got tiny hands, so for me it's absolutely perfect, and it works really well with the little tiny distress inks as well. You can use your big ones, there's no difference between the two, but it's easier for me to transport to the studio.
That's a good point.
Yes, so that's distress. Then we're going to grab our sentiment, and I am working on the Silky Smooth card for alcohol markers that Phil was bought out, because we're going to actually colour in with alcohol markers.
Now this was released quite recently, wasn't it, to go alongside the pens?
Yes, exactly. Yes, so it's been just under a month since it was released.
Fabulous. Well, we know you love this as well. 40 sheets there for $14.99. This really is the card that you need if you're going for those pens in particular. 050054, and the weight of this is 260 GSM, so a really good weight as well.
It feels a lot thinner, but it isn't. It's because of the way it's been made. The alcohol actually goes directly through, whereas some, I mean, you'll know, some alcohol cardstock, there's still a bleed slightly, and you've got to be careful not to colour in right the way to the edge. But with this, it goes right the way through, and it actually, the alcohol evaporates at just the right speed as well for you to blend. It's really clever.
Well, we know Phil by now, and of course, working alongside Trudy as well, these would not have been brought out, neither the pens nor the cardstock, if it wasn't right.
No, that's absolutely right. They're both, well, Trudy's not as bad as Phil is yet. She's not been in the industry quite as long as Phil, so she'll get there. She'll get there. So we're going with Memento, Tuxedo Black. So you could go with any of these. You could use your distress and distress ink and stamp on top, say with black soot. But remember that distress it does pool a little bit more. Sukin Eco are outstanding with their inks.
They really are, and you only need to re-watch Paola's show to know that. You don't want a solvent base ink with an alcohol marker. You want a dye. Yeah. You want opposites.
Yeah.
Yeah? Opposites attract most of the time.
You know, it's been great having that sort of show because
yeah, it is. It's been so long overdue, hasn't it?
It certainly has.
Yeah.
And you know, we often talk about going back to basics, and you can't please everybody. Whatever you do, you can't. But we know we've got new crafters on board. We know there is a lot of confusion between not just the inks, but also your embossing powders, your cardstock, you know, what tools you should use. And it is great sometimes to go back to basics. And that's why we appreciate guests like Julia, who can answer a lot of these questions. So if you've got anything you want to ask, please do let us know as well. You know, if it is about something that's on the show today, if it's about the alcohol markers, if it's about the cardstock, about those stamps, do let us know. studio@hochanda.com. That's all you need to email.
Yeah, and we'll do our best to answer. So this, what you need to do is actually wait for it to dry. So I've got one that's dry already, and you can see I've used slightly different stamps on the background there. They've almost got separate personalities because you've got different background stamps, but they're the same colours. It doesn't take long for it to dry, it really doesn't, but just give it a chance.
Okay.
So I'm going to use 3 colours from my 7 sets. I don't know which set they're from, which is why I put a little reference thing down there for you, because I've sorted mine out into my colour chart order. And if you buy any of the pens, each set comes with a colour chart.
Okay. Yeah.
I've actually printed mine off onto the Silky Smooth card to do mine, because I didn't get any with mine, and then you fill them in with all your colours, and then that's going to be a good reference for you. And I've also done like little swatches where I like kind of little families together and written the numbers down and things like that.
Yeah, and it's important to print onto that cardstock as well, because you're going to get a true reference of each colour.
Yeah, the one that comes to you comes on a slightly shiny cardstock. It's a good reference to start with.
Yeah.
But if you want to have the chart, I've got it on my website and Phil's got it on his website, so you can easily find it and print it out yourself.
Lovely.
Okay, so I'm only going to do a couple of words, that's all, because it'll be boring otherwise. So we're going with the lightest colour, so this is number 44.
Okay, now just as you're colouring there, Julia, for anyone that hasn't seen the pens before, well, we're looking now at that brush tip. It is a beautiful, beautiful tip to these markers, isn't it?
Yes.
We don't often see, or we don't usually see, a brush marker tip.
No, they're normally a bullet. They're normally a bullet. They're normally firmer. It is quite unusual. I'll give you a tip actually. Because I've done this background, you'll see. I don't know if I'm getting really close. That the alcohol is not disturbing the pattern that's underneath from the background stamp, and I like that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's not disturbed it at all.
Yeah,
right.
not disturbed it at all, and that's because we've used dye ink with an alcohol marker. You go with the lightest colour first, well I do, and then you build up.
So if anybody is not getting the results they want from their stamped images when they're using these pens, you're using the wrong ink.
Wrong ink or wrong cardstock. Yeah, absolutely. So then we're going for the next side, next colour, and we're going about 2/3 of the way up. And I've actually coloured over the tram lines. I can't be doing with keeping the tram lines white.
Yeah, but you can still see them, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can still see them. I know. Yeah, I've gone over there. We can bleach that out with the blender, or, to be quite honest, because we've got a stamped background, nobody's going to notice.
Well, we're not going to sell anybody anyway.
No, nobody's going to tell anybody.
Nobody spotted it, Julie.
No. I'm quite honest. I don't mind when I make a mess. Then we get so that one was your number 31. So you've got 44, 31, and then this one is number 23. So this one we're only going to go about 1/3 of the way up, and you won't be able to see a lot of difference just yet. It's only when all the alcohol's evaporated do you actually see that you've got that beautiful blend going on. And you will find that you don't need to do that much with these. You know, it's not like when we do Trudy's portraits, when you need to have a lot of blending and, you know, and do it properly. Here, you know, this is, oh dear, this is quite mindful, so you can actually get away with quite a lot, you know. Oh, there we go. You can get away with not actually doing quite as many layers. So I'm going with the lighter colour again. So this is number 44 again. And the lighter colour bleaches out some of the darker colours, and that's what makes it blend.
Yes.
which is really it's really clever, isn't it, really?
Do you know, it's fascinating. It's a little bit like the embossing powder again. When you work with the alcohol pens and you see them blend, you see the evaporation of the alcohol itself, and you see how the colours kind of just settle and fade down as well.
Yeah,
it is like magic.
Yeah, it's very difficult demonstrating alcohol markers on TV because the true effect is once it's actually all evaporated.
Yeah.
So if I turn that over, ignore that, that's me testing out my stamps. But you can see that that alcohol has come through to the back, and that's what you want. So you don't want to have this on your best table at home at all. You want to have it on a mat. And that will dry quite nicely. We could take in the blender, which is number 0, and we can bring the blender in here if we're really worried about that, and that will erase that. When that dries, that will erase that for you. It's called a blender, but it's more like an eraser. And you just carry on and
tool, isn't it?
Pardon?
It's a bit of a tidy up tool.
It is a tidy up tool. It's also very good for putting a base down. So you can actually, say if you were doing a face, you could put a base down of the blender, and then wherever skin tone you put on top, it's going to immediately start to blend. So I'd carry on colouring that in, but you've got the gist. It'd be boring watching me do all of it, but that's...
Well, it's never boring, Julia, but we've got so much to fit in, and actually we're going to give you a reminder of the pens. Now, I am going to remind everybody as well, this is a monthly mega deal. During the one-day special, the last live shows that you're going to see with this price will be during this one-day special. The price will go up. So if you've been thinking about it, maybe you've been saving up for these as well, do not miss out on these. The saving there, £54.99 if you're a Freedom member. We can split this down as well for you. 3 payments of £74.98. Of course, you make that first payment. If you're a Freedom member, there's nothing extra for postage and packaging. If you aren't a Freedom member, do join, because you are going to make such a big saving there as well. And of course, you're going to be using these before you've even made your second payment. 214773 is the item number. You're getting 168 individual pens. Remember, these are dual-ended as well. Julie, I've just got to check. I don't say this without double checking with you. Am I right in thinking that you do not need to store these on their side?
That's right.
You can store them just as we're seeing them here.
Yeah, mine have been the last month stored like this.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, I love that, because in the past we've heard, you know, store your pens on the side, don't store them on the side. You do not need to. You can have them either way up, actually. And of course, you've still got that flow of ink. They're absolutely marvellous. They really are. 214773. Right, Julia, back over to you if we can fit another demonstration.
Yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Right, get myself organised. Right, so before we do the next one, let me just quickly, I'll show you this, and we will actually probably have a go at this at some point. This one here. Now, remember I talked to you about oxides? So this one here, I've stamped my background with oxides. We've got brushed corduroy and chipped sapphire in the background here. And then I stamped with the memento on top and then coloured in with the alcohol markers. Now, it's a little bit of a challenge, but can you see this O here? Right at the very top.
We're coming as close as we can, Julia.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can still see the lines of the brickwork from the background stamp and a little bit of the chipped sapphire as well. It hasn't. It may well have distorted a teeny tiny bit, but that might be the oxide more than the alcohol interfering with it. So
that's a lovely effect,
that surprised me, that because of the pigment that's in your oxide, I thought that would react with them. But the M, look at the M looks fantastic as well. So that's worked, okay? So then I thought to myself, right, what if I do my background in my oxides and I actually stamp with my oxides and then colour in with them, right? So I probably didn't pick a very good colour to actually stamp with.
That looks very pretty.
This is Victorian Velvet on top of spun sugar and shaded lilac underneath. Now, the problem with this is because it's a lighter colour, it's very hard to you know, kind of get your edges nice and square, whereas a black ink or a dark ink would actually disguise it. So like my E isn't very good there, you can see.
No, and again, if you've got those micron pens, you could sort of bring out the detail, or just use on the edges of the pens, or the white pen would work as
well.
Yeah,
absolutely, you could. But personally, I don't think in this instance, I think that because there's obviously a lot of oxide around the edges, I don't think the blends actually worked quite so well in this instance. So I will try it again with black soot probably and see whether that makes a difference.
A bit hard on yourself there, Julia, actually.
Yeah, well, it's still really nice, but it's not as crisp as this one. You know, it's not as crisp as that one. I see
what you're saying, but I still think it's very nice. And I will remind everybody as well about those texture stamps as well, because I know we've been very, very busy on those. 40% of the stock has now gone. We'll just very quickly, I can just grab these actually. I'm just going to reach over and grab them because they're not far away from me. So I can show you the printed card or the stamped card first of all. I'll show you the actual stamps as well. Great value. You're getting 9 individual little stamps here with that distressed effect edge there, but you've got crackles, you've got wood effect on there, you've got your little circles. Do you know, these are fabulous. I was drawn straight to these. I think these are so, so useful. 1449 032 432. Now we've got some other stamps for you as well, actually. These are very nice, actually. It's the first time we've mentioned them. We've got some Asic stamps for you as well. These look lovely. I've seen some printed images of these. $23.98. You're going to get 2 Asic background stamps. You've got your distress code and broken circuitry there.
Yeah.
Really lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. In fact, I've just managed to get these as well so we can show you them. I'm going to show you this one first. So this, is this a circuitry one?
I've got no, that's the distress code.
Distress code. But I want to show you just underneath here, look, we've got emboss card there. That's a lovely colour card set with the gold on. And then, of course, using your inks, your different colour inks there as well. Then using, of course, the one-day special. So these are very nice as well, aren't they, Julia?
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and there's the other one, look. Beautiful. Absolutely lovely. There we are, 037427. Right, Julia, sorry about that.
No, that's fine, that's fine. Right, so I did a quick demo on my Facebook Live of this, and I think it might be quite nice to do it again, but we'll do slightly different colours to what I did on my Facebook Live. Okay. I think we'll do peacock feathers and twisted citron. So we are talking distress oxide here, and we're using the broken circuitry background.
Now these are nicely etched rubber stamps as well.
Yeah, these are grey rubber, made in the UK by Kay and Alfie from Indigo Blue.
Wonderful.
And I'm going to give it a quick mist with water, just so it stamps a little bit better. And
very light spray.
Very light spray. Now you could put it like that, but then I won't get the edges. So I'm going to actually do it sideways on so I get a full coverage.
Okay.
So this is instead of using the little texture stamps.
Got about 3 minutes, Julia, just as a time check for you.
So we've got that in there, and then we'll go again.
That is nice, isn't it?
I don't know, oxides tend to sort themselves out. I contaminate them all the time, but they really sort themselves out nicely, which is really cool. I don't know how they do it.
It's the magic.
They are magic. I like magic craft. And then we're going to pop that one in there. So there we've already got a background. So it's very easy to create yourself a background with these stamps. And you don't need to worry about lining either of them up because they just work.
Yeah, they're non-directional, aren't they, as well?
Yeah, they are. They're very forgiving. So now if we pop this on here, ideally it would be dry, but it isn't, but that's fine. Pop that on there. And then we're going to grab our Live Life with Full Colour.
Part of the one-day special, of course.
And I am on just pure white cardstock here, so I'm not going to go with my Memento because I'm not going to use my alcohol markers on this one, because you don't need to. When you see what it looks like, it looks lovely. Let's go for my VersaFine Clair. Go with my Nocturne.
It's another great ink.
Another great ink from Sukaniko. Yeah, absolutely picks up the fine detail. So because I'm using regular cardstock, you would want to only use your watercolour pens or any of your Sakura pens on here. Don't use your alcohol markers because the ink again will repel it.
Okay.
And then we'll just press this one on. And because of the broken circuitry the way that it is, hopefully this will turn out the same way as my original one, which you've actually got there but didn't show, which was quite handy that you didn't show that one.
We're into the last minute of the show.
There we go.
Look at that.
Look at this. So I just think that the broken circuitry, because it sits in some of the letters, so you don't actually need to colour that in either.
I love how that's worked. The V in the end there. It's like a confetti.
It is.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I did hint when we did the one day special earlier in the week
I really do
that
like
all three of the backgrounds that we had on the show, which we've got 2 of here because the other was an exclusive, that they would work really well with these, and they do.
Do you know, that is lovely. Do you know, I'm quite surprised by that. I loved the look of the stamp before, but now you've pointed it out and you see it.
Yeah.
Oh, Julia, how lovely. What wonderful demonstrations again.
You.
Would you believe that's the first show over and done with for the one day special again? Julia, thank you so much. You're back again at 8 o'clock, aren't you?
8 with Janice,
Do tune in. Lots of hints, tips, inspirations, of course. But don't forget to check those baskets out and save some money for yourselves. See you soon.